Today I'll be doing a deep analysis of the Mark Tilbury YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is phenomenal. I mean, just incredible. The amount of views that it garners. But the question is why? For people like me who have multiple different YouTube channels and study the art of growing on YouTube and making money through YouTube, how can we take information from this channel, model it, learn from it, and build it into our own channels and gain our own success? So first off, let's just get something clear about the Mark Tilbury channel. The Mark Tilbury channel is an SEO hybrid channel. What does that actually mean? Well, let's look at what an SEO channel actually looks like. A perfect example of an SEO channel is this channel right here by Thomas Garrett's. This is his channel, and every single one of these videos pretty much gain views on a daily basis. You can see here, this video, for example, has 30 views. Make money on YouTube without showing your face. That is a term that people search through SEO, search engine optimization. Now, the reason why this is important is because Mark Tilbury uses SEO in his videos, but it's not the only thing he uses. He also uses the kind of concept that Mr. Beast uses, which is highly engaging type content. Look at all the different video titles that Mr. Beast uses. None of these videos are videos that gain thousands and hundreds of thousands and even millions of views through their titles. Look at this video. This video is titled, "I Survived 100 Hours in an Ancient Temple." Nobody's searching for "I survived 100 hours" or the term "I survived in an ancient temple." These are keywords that are not necessarily being searched. But yet, this channel is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest channel on YouTube. Definitely one of the most profitable. So how can a channel with 114 million views, 52 million views, 55 million views per video not be an SEO channel? Well, it's very clear. Mr. Beast's content is focused on highly engaging content. The most important metric to get your videos shared on YouTube is video content that has a high watch time. An SEO-based video doesn't necessarily have high watch time. It might serve a need, but not necessarily be engaging enough to share with your friends and, once again, watch through the entirety of the video. So that's the critical difference between a video that is highly engaging versus a video that is highly focused on search engine optimization. It's two different routes to play the YouTube game. I personally prefer to do the SEO search game. Why? Because it's cheaper to run. You don't have to hire editors to edit your content for you. And also, it's more effective in the long term for passive income. If I want to create, let's just say, 100 videos in a period of 30 days, I can do that. And then what I could do is I can completely walk away from the channel, and day by day by day, that channel will gain more and more views, assuming that I perform the search engine optimization correctly. So where does this all lead me to? Well, let's review Mark Tilbury's content, because once again, it is a hybrid between highly engaging and also SEO-based search. First thing we're going to do is we're going to hop into YouTube Studio Pro. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here, YouTube Studio Pro, and what we're going to do is we're going to get a live action on Mark Tilbury's channel. Let's go ahead and see what he has. So we're going to go to the YouTube research section here. We're going to copy his name, just like that. We're going to go over here. We're going to select 100 videos, make sure our API key is set. In my case, it is. And I'm just going to type his name here. And then I'm going to hit research videos. Now, what we're going to see is we're going to see 100 different videos, or as many as possible, that relate to Mark Tilbury. Now, we can see immediately that these top 100 that are showing up in the search for the keyword Mark Tilbury, most of them are going to be shorts. We can see that based on the chart, right? Because if we look here, this chart represents duration, and we have 9 minutes here, 18 minutes, 27 minutes, 36 minutes. Then we have 0 minutes here, but then we have sub 1 minute. So all of these videos here that are closer to the left-hand side represent videos that are considered shorts, 1 minute or less. And if we hover over, we can indeed see how many seconds these videos are. For example, this video called Airport Travel Hacks, that video has 10.3 million views and it's 31 seconds long. So we can see how the strategy starts to unfold for Mark Tilbury. One of the best ways that he grows his YouTube channel is through shorts. You know, it's an easy way for him to get 6.2 million subscribers. Now, the question is he still does well, phenomenally well, on his long-form videos. This video here has 89,000 views. This video has 1 million views. This video has 2.8 million views, 3.5, 1.1, 2.9, 3.1, 6.4. So it's fair to say that Mark Tilbury is an absolute genius when it comes to YouTube. Why? Well, he has a strategy that's very clear. He grows and gets a ton of views through his shorts. And then when he creates a long-form video that's related to whatever the shorts are mentioning, the same subscriber base is interested in both types of content, right? Look at this shorts video. This shorts video is the most highly viewed shorts video because it's outlined in blue, and it has 50.5 million views. Can you imagine how many subscribers you gain from a 50.5 million view video? It's quite amazing. I remember one of my videos that reached, I think, something like 89,000 views in a period of a few months. And that video gained me about 10,000 subscribers. So, I mean, I'm not saying that the ratios are the same, but that's a quite incredible amount of views just from one video that could really dramatically impact the success. Okay, now these two videos are posted by a completely different channel called the 1% Club, and the way that engagement is measured and like ratios are measured, they're compared to the number of views. So this channel has only 5 views a video, so these have to be ignored. But if we go ahead and scroll down, we can see all the other Mark Tilbury type content, and we can see that indeed there's a lot of views here. 36.7 million views, 4 million views, 10.4 million views, 3 million views, 8.4, 2.8. I can scroll down endlessly and still there'd be more views. 3.4, 4.0, 4.1, 6.2, 19.3. So the point here is that there's no shortage on views here. You know, even long form, 4.2, there's no shortage absolutely on views here. So this is quite phenomenal. Let's go ahead and dive deeper into some of the keywords that Mark Tilbury uses. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and download this file as a CSV. And what this is this is a file that represents all the different information from the date that each video is posted, to the title, to the keywords that are used inside the tags, to the description, to everything in between. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that information and head over to our YouTube Insights. We're going to simply drag and drop that file over to the YouTube Insights so we can learn and see what makes his channel so special. Immediately, we can see here that we have a number of outlier videos. For some reason, these videos are drastically better than all the other videos. You can see here, they're essentially, you know, they're in the sky amongst the stars compared to the rest. This video here, all the videos in red. These are outliers. And the z-score represents how drastic that outlier is. So we can see here that the average length duration is 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Now, is that really the case when we look at Mark Tilbury's channel? The answer is no. This video is 33 minutes, 12 minutes, 14 minutes. So how is it that the average duration is 2 minutes and 31 seconds? Well, it's because it's an average. An average takes in also the data from the YouTube Shorts. The YouTube Shorts are literally under a minute. So this is low for a reason. It's because a lot of the videos are a lot of the sample set is under a minute. In fact, if we actually go over here, right, we can see the different duration of each video. For example, this one has 27 seconds. This one is 38 seconds. This one is 25. And I can go over random videos here, 20 seconds, 17, and so on. But the whole point here is that it will show us the details and the information on these videos. Now let's go ahead and scroll down and take a look at some engagement. Why are these videos highly engaging? So one of them says Automate Your Investment by Mark Tilbury. How to manage your 1%. This is probably those outlier type videos that were extremely low in views, so we'll ignore those. But if we look here, we have engagement by duration, and we see that the engagement tends to be somewhat similar when the engagement is lower, and then boom, when the duration is kind of higher, the engagement kind of goes up for a second on a 44-second video. We probably want to see why that is. In fact, we could actually kind of look at that, when we see other videos and who actually created that. But we look here, and we find that outlier video, the one with 5 views, that's the one with the most engagement, obviously, because it's only 5 views. So we're going to have to negate it. We're going to have to ignore it. That's not something that's necessarily going to help us. So we have to look at the next highest engagement video, which is this one. How to turn $27 into $10,000. That's quite interesting because think about it this way. Does it have a engaging pull to it? The answer is absolutely. There's a lot of people who are truly going to be wanting to know how to turn 27 into 10,000. Now, this video doesn't necessarily have SEO pull, but it has engagement pull. This video is going to be recommended on people's explore pages on YouTube. They're going to be recommended in the sidebar, these type of videos. When people are scrolling through, they're doom scrolling through YouTube Shorts, this video is going to pop up. And so it's only 17 seconds, so it's really rather quick, but it's going to really provide people with the entertainment hit that they need, that dopamine hit. And so the stats don't lie. 4 million views on this video. And once again, the highest engaging video of the set that is not an outlier in terms of very low views. So where do we take things from here? We know that the YouTube Shorts are highly engaging videos and not SEO based. We also can see that the long form are very SEO based. Look at the title here, for example. Do this every time you get paid. Paycheck routine, in parentheses. The word paycheck routine is something that is being searched. There are actively people who are searching the keywords paycheck routine. Let's see the one underneath it. The best side hustle ideas to make $1,000 a month. That's another title that people are actively searching. But let's dive a little bit deeper. Let's take a look at the keywords here. The most used keyword in all of the 100 videos is the word millionaire. The next most used keyword is the word money. The next keyword, rich. The next keyword, never. The next keyword, asking. The next keyword, can. The next keyword, real. Let's negate the word asking and can because those are not really identifying keywords, but let's look at some other ones. For example, we have the keyword never here. Why would never be in the top list? Well, let's actually do a deep dive and really do a search on when this keyword was used. Let's go ahead and open up that same CSV file, that Excel spreadsheet, and let's see. Let's Command F here, and let's search for never, and let's type in enter. The first time we see never is on this title, How to Never Be Poor Again. That is something that is going to be great for a YouTube Shorts. It's 30 seconds long, and how many views did it garner? 2.5 million views. That's quite a strong amount of views, if I say myself. Now, let's go ahead and continue because the word never is found 6 times. 5 things I'd never do as a millionaire. That's another YouTube Shorts. Okay? Another one here. 22 seconds. Warning. Never start this business. Let's go to the next one. You'll never own a home unless ... And then finally, we have here, or maybe not finally, but the 3 businesses that never fail with crazy low failure rates. Maybe these are things that not only people are interested in, but it's highly shareable content. The watch time on these videos is almost full. And what's interesting to me is that most of these videos are not long, short videos at all. They're about 10, from, I would say at the very lowest, from like 11 seconds to 20 seconds. That's really the most. I mean, look at this one. 23 seconds, 18 seconds, 24 seconds, 17 seconds, 22 seconds, 19 seconds, 12 seconds. These are all short videos that are literally a couple of seconds. And we know one thing that reigns true. Human beings have lower and lower attention spans. And what's going to happen is that these shorts videos are competing with everyone else's shorts videos. And these shorts videos are, they're not hard to keep your attention because of how short they are. So if you're in the same niche as Mark Tilbury, for example, a good idea to do is a bunch of short videos that are probably 15 seconds and lower and have your long form videos related to those shorts videos. Does that make sense? Well, if I was Mark Tilbury, let's come up with new video title ideas. Not from the ones here, but just new in general. So what I'm going to do is, once again, open up that file, that CSV file. which is this one here, and I'm going to delete everything other than the titles column. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to take my mouse, I'm going to hover over this and just delete it. Hover over this and delete it. Hover over this and delete it. So I'll do the same thing here, for example, 2 at a time. We'll try 3 at a time. We'll try 4 at a time. Notice how all of these sections here are just sections of content, or they describe to us what the content is. And then I'll just kind of drag this all the way down, right, until we get this one column here. Okay, I'll drag this one. And what I'll do is I'll select here, and I'll select any kind of delete button. So let me get rid of that. And that's taken care of. Let's go to delete column, or should be some sort of button that says delete column. Let's see, is there any kind of text here? There isn't. We'll just keep this for now, okay? And then what we'll do is hit File, and then we'll hit Export To, and we'll click CSV. And what we'll do here is we'll hit Save, and we'll make sure it's saved to our desktop, okay? So that's saved. And then what we're going to do is we're going to analyze our titles by recycling our winners. So what I want to do in this circumstance is I want to take that CSV file that we just edited, and I want to drop it in here, because what this is going to do is it's going to take all the different titles, it's going to analyze them, and then it's going to provide me new title video ideas based on the previous ones. And what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and process this. So I am going to scroll down here, select the niche, which in this case is going to be finance. Mark Tilbury's videos are finance related. And then we just sit back and watch. We sit back and wait. And once again, this is going to provide us new title ideas based on all the different successful ones that he's created, right? That top 100. So let's give it a minute here. It's a lot of data for it to process. Let's give it a second. Okay, and here we got some information. So new video ideas. So the ultimate guide to financial freedom 2025, dollar store hacks to become a millionaire, millionaire tricks brands don't want you to know, how to retire early on a minimum wage job, the stock market crash is coming, here's how to profit, how to get a free house legally, millionaire morning routine versus yours, 5 investing mistakes that will ruin your future, the dark side of credit cards and how they keep you broke, Confessions of a Millionaire, What I Wish I Knew Before Getting Rich. These are actually really, really good titles. Okay, here we have different title patterns. So we have how-to / step-by-step format. And so these are all a bunch of different titles with that, okay, that this person used. So in the case of Mark Tilbury, there you go. Millionaire-related themes, boom, we have a bunch of those. Provocative, controversial statements right there. Like there was a title here that says Wingstop's dirty secret, why you'll never own a Lambo. Wow, that's triggering. Apple doesn't want to know this. Apple doesn't want you to know this. Things like that. Here we have listicles. So 3 side hustle students can start. Things like that using emojis. Here we have trend analysis. So these are some trends that you can look into if you're creating. But this is what I would do if I was, like I said, in the same niche as Mark Tilbury, kind of competing with him in a way, right? And I could take his ideas, put them into a machine that will give me new ideas based on that, all right? So it's going to be quite significantly important if I want to go ahead and use that and compete in the future. But the important thing to know here is Mark Tilbury's channel is a hybrid channel. It uses elements of highly, highly engaging content, just like Mr. Beast, but it also does SEO evergreen type growth strategies that help it gain organic traffic over time. Very, very intelligent point of view, and more importantly, a very intelligent way to really make things happen when it comes down to YouTube. You could see how he's successful he is. He's probably one of the most, if not the most, successful finance YouTuber in terms of views. Some people might say like Graham Stephan is up there, things like that, and that's true, but I don't think Graham Stephan gets like millions and millions and millions of views a video. He might get like, close to 1 million, sub 1 million, a few 100,000, but Mark Tilbury really, really kills it. Now, obviously, Graham Stephan uploads a little bit more, but they're both pretty impressive. So this is just the way that I analyze things. So hopefully this video helps you. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, and peace out. Bye.